Thank you. It's okay. My name is Tim Hunter. I'm a member of the board. I have a few announcements to make. On Mondays from 7 p.m., you can check out UU Meditation Group in person. Wednesdays at 7 p.m., UU Meditation Group is online. Today from 12 to 1 p.m., please join us for our lifespan faith formation classes. Adults will be in the sanctuary. Saturday, April 12th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. is our spring workday, so please come ready to help clean up in the sanctuary. On Sunday, April 20th, which is Easter, we have an Easter egg hunt. I get so confused about Easter each year, like I never know when Easter is, and then I just found out yesterday that it is in April, so yeah, it's always very confusing to me. Thursday, April 24th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. will be a blood drive. Thursday, April 25th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. will be a cozy craft night. Saturday, April 26th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. will be tea and brunch. Sunday, April 27th, Good Trouble Team meets in the sanctuary. And also on Sunday is our monthly board meeting. All members are invited to observe. So as you can see, April is a very, very busy month. You can also go onto Realm, which is an extension of our church community online to check out any other announcements and events that may be happening. Due to carpet staining, please don't have anything but water in the sanctuary, and service will begin shortly. Thank you very much.
Morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta. Thank you for coming here. We are gathered together to create a beloved community, acting together with compassion, reason, and respect, empowering us to promote a just society. My name is Chris Garcia, and I'm going to be co-creating this service with the dynamic duo there at the tech deck, and with Joe, our famous resident musician and music director. If you are a first-time visitor today, we encourage you to stop by the greeters table following the service to get more acquainted with the church. Some of you may know that we have a badge system here today. If you have a red badge, that tells us that you're new here and you're maybe just checking us out, and you can introduce yourself to us if you want to, or not if you don't want to. If you have a green badge, we're going to come right up to you and check you out. Find out if you might like us or not. Our membership coordinator, Fern Smith, is here, and she would love to talk to you no matter what kind of badge you got, and find out about your interests. There is a blue card in the seat in front of you. The blue card, if you're a visitor, shows you some of the things in our church that you might be interested in. And if you fill out the blue card and give it to Fern at the front desk, you may have a chance to get to know us better. I'm going to hijack the microphone here for a second to let you know that anybody who has an interest in meditation, we have 2 meditation groups. One meets online on Wednesday, and the link to the Zoom meeting is in your newsletter. I lead the meditation group in person on Monday, tomorrow, and I unlock the kitchen door about 6:30, and then we all start levitating in after that. So, and you're also more than welcome to join us for coffee and snacks after worship in the common room, which is a universal part of Unitarian Church services. Existing community members will know your newcomers by your badges, and we hope we all get to know you, and we hope you find something here that you think is worth coming back to. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Reverend Nick. My pronouns are he, him. I'm so glad to see each and every one of you. This is actually a pretty good turnout for the weekend before the Masters, so I'm glad we are here together. I'm also glad to be able to create this service with Chris and the Contemporary Music Ensemble and all of you. This is going to be a good day, I think. The words that I will be reading today to light our chalice are by Reverend Gretchen Haley, entitled Still So Much Good and Beauty and Joy. Come in, all who long to know how to love this world, how to keep eyes open, hands unclenched, arms wide, breathing deeply, in and out. This is a time to practice, because there is still so much good and beauty and joy. But it can be hard to keep telling this tale. With all the news and the wind and the rain and the trembling earth, who wants to love this life anyway? Come in, all who teeter on this edge of cynicism, brokenhearted and trying still to remember laughter and kindness and the chance to be alive in these days when so much is at stake. In this place, we remind each other why we persist, giving each other courage to take this path that is not always easy, to keep practicing this love that will not let us go, and still calls us on. Come, let us worship together.
Would you rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
the service is going to be a little bit out of order or unusual today. So we'll be having two short meditations. The first meditation is a traditional Buddhist meditation for compassion and the promotion of joy. This meditation is called Tong Lin. If you want to Google this or look at it on YouTube, there's a tremendous stuff about this very simple meditation out there. Tonglin, in Tibetan called Tong Lin. And keep in mind, this is not going to change your life. This is not going to make you a great meditator, okay? This is just the basics of a meditation that, if you take an interest in and practice consistently, will help you and change you. I'm just showing you how to do push-ups. You have to do the work yourself, all right? So, Tong Lin, like many, many forms of meditation, focuses on the breath, because the breath initially was what Gautama Buddha focused on. That was his meditation, because you always have the breath. Wherever you go, whatever's happening in your life, you can always anchor your thought and emotion on the rhythm of your breath. Until you draw your last one, you will always have that with you. So Tong Lin consists of two parts, which I'll guide you through. The first regards an intake of breath and a visualization with that. The second part is an exhalation of breath and a visualization that goes with that. Tong Lin. So on the in-breath, which you take slowly, and try to relax your diaphragm and bring it into your diaphragm. As you take in your breath slowly, what you are visualizing is taking in the darkness or the fear or the tension or whatever is in your life and whatever you see in the world around you. You're taking that darkness into yourself, almost like a kind of personal sacrifice. And by taking the pain of yourself and others intentionally, fearlessly into yourself, spiritual warrior, and then with your thought and your feeling, you transform that darkness into light and into joy for the sake of others. And using your will, you transform the darkness into the opposite, and you exhale that darkness in the form of light and joy as you're offering to the world. So we take in the dark, we exhale the light, we take in the pain, we exhale the healing. And that's how that works. That is the fundamental of Tong Lin. So, your first push-up, draw a deep breath slowly, visualize the darkness, the fearfulness, the confusion, and the difficulty that you may feel within yourself or in the world around you. Take in the darkness with the intention of transforming it for the sake of others. May I be free from suffering and fear and the root of suffering and fear. And now exhale the light and the joy that you have transformed and offer it to the world and whoever suffers in this world. Exhale, may we all be free from suffering and the root of suffering. Having done that for yourself, think of the people you know, especially the people you know who may be having a hard time right now. Think of that person or those people. Inhale their difficulty fearlessly. Inhale it bravely into yourself. You're not afraid of it. Draw it into yourself, their sadness and their pain. Take it on. Visualize it. May these people be free from suffering and the root of suffering, and transform that pain and offer it to them as a blessing wherever they are. Offer that light and cleanness as a blessing. One more time. Inhale. the suffering and fearfulness and confusion that you feel is all around the world right now, for something larger, for all the people that you don't even know, and hail it like a personal sacrifice, like a personal cross. You take that into yourself for the sake of the world. May all people, may all sentient beings be free from suffering and the root of suffering, and exhale blessing for all those everywhere who are having a hard time. May it be a comfort for them. That is Tonglen.
We have one final week to go in our pledge drive. One last time to hear us talk about the most comfortable thing, money. The great news is, new pledgers have already met the match of $2,500 announced last Sunday. This includes several surprisingly significant pledges from Indivisible CSRA, folks who have been organizing here on Wednesday nights. And we have, so far, one more pledging unit than last year. All good stuff. Growth is still happening. Yeah. Much gratitude to those who have pledged, much gratitude to those who have raised their pledge from last year, much gratitude to the generosity of our matching donor, much gratitude to those who have led the pledge drive. And I'll be frank, the gratitude is offset by a little bit of sadness. More than a few tears have been shed by me, by my spouse. Though there's a little bit of time still, as of right now, it looks like we'll raise less money than we did for this current fiscal year. That will have an impact on what we can do here, make it harder to keep up with building maintenance issues, reduce our capacity to offer our second Sunday play to partner organizations, and hamper our ability to offer our hardworking staff at least a cost of living raise. And yet that's not really why we're sad. I'm putting a little bit of a husband hat on today. Janaea has worked her butt off the last few years as the chair of the stewardship committee. She has worked her butt off for this pledge drive. Sure, some of those tears that she and I both had are because she feels responsible for things not going quite as well as hoped. She's hard on herself like that because she cares. And sadly, she and the other members of the stewardship committee have experienced more criticism than gratitude for their efforts. Personally, I'm grateful for a couple of offline chats I've had this past week in which folks have softened their feedback and we've returned a relationship, all good stuff. If that includes you, thank you. Conflict is hard and we move through it. It's good. That hasn't been the case with everyone. These folks who have led this pledge drive, they're friends of yours, people who have broken bread with you, who serve this church, our mission, you. These are your kin. And they're not feeling loved and affirmed. The single most important thing we've promised each other in our church covenant. They're not feeling joy. This isn't necessarily just about the pledge drive. We here are often more liberal with our criticism than we are with our time and effort, especially toward the folks who take on leadership roles nobody else wants. This is partly a result of our unique dedication to democracy and recognition that every voice counts. Good stuff. And it's part of what makes mostly progressive and at least liberal groups like ours so dang frustrating sometimes. especially when the energy spent criticizing small things could be redirected toward the huge things, the mammoth things that we're all fighting together. We lose sight of the big picture sometimes. There's such a long history of burnout from volunteer and professional leaders here. This is partly because we often have a shortage of volunteers, and I get it. We all lead very busy lives, busier than ever, really. However, it wasn't long ago when many of us expressed our love and support for Desria following the situation with the homeschool co-op. People voiced an eagerness then to help out more. And yet, since then, how many of you have given up just one Sunday service to help work with our fantastic and fun kids and youth, or even offered? How many of you prioritized the Youth Bake Off fundraiser last Saturday night to show you care about them and what they care about? They're an incredible group, and honestly, everyone here should be looking forward to spending time with them, even if just one Sunday a quarter, or even once a year. They are our future. Another reason for the trend of leader burnout and cynicism is the effort and payoff it's just not worth the criticism. Janaea has confided her stress, frustration, and self-doubt to me throughout every auction and pledge drive of the last few years. So much effort, so many hours of work for weeks before and for weeks, sometimes even months after. The work doesn't end for them when the pledge drive ends. You know, she typically still shows up with a smile. She works hard. And there's a small and mighty team of committee members who have worked hard right alongside her. Thank you to those folks. Thank you to everyone who volunteers here. Really, thank you. Believe me, your contributions are seen. They are appreciated. And it can't just be a few folks who do all the things, especially when they primarily receive criticism for how they do it. Many hands make light work, as they say. If all of us did just a little bit more, the few doing the most would be far less likely to crash and burn from the emotional labor. I'm sharing this message today instead of Janaea or other committee members because they have already offered far more emotional labor than should be expected of volunteers. So I'm taking it on for them. Hard work alone is inequitable and unsustainable. Hard work together is what builds beloved community. Meeting the moment together creates joy. That's what Janaea is struggling to experience here right now. And that is deeply troubling to me as a minister and her spouse. And it should be to you too. There are few people as dedicated to this community as she is. And that might just include me. And I get paid to do the work. We have 1 week left of our pledge drive, as I said. Again, there's a lot of gratitude mixed into these more complex feelings. Thank you to each of you for your generosity. And it's still hard not to feel a little sad. I implore you to search your heart and consider how you hope to move us toward beloved community, toward wholeness, toward love, whether that's with your money or not. Y'all, you can give whatever you're willing to able. We hope everyone will give what they can, and there's no institutional coercion here. No specific expected tithes. And your contributions are still the primary source of income for UCA. When we get less, we can do less, offer less. We're far from a financial crisis, far from it. We're way healthier than this message may make it seem on the surface. It's really all good. This is just a gentle, hopefully being experienced as a gentle call in. Honestly, we're doing pretty well. I love you, each of you, as a whole and separately. I desire your wholeness. I desire the wholeness of this church community. And I'm confident you do too. I'm just asking for that love to be embodied a little bit more. I don't really love that I have to deliver this message when I'd much rather be sharing joyful news right now. We'll get to that, I promise, later on in much more joyful content. And really, there is a lot to be excited about here. Instead, right now, I'm practicing joy as we are asked to do in our theme this month. I'm practicing joy because joy requires a sense of wholeness. And there's more work to do before we are whole. Okay, let's take a deep breath. That was a lot, I know. Just like our interdependent lives together, the struggle and the joy are wrapped up together. We acknowledge each week that wrapped up combination of feelings when we witness each other's joys and sorrows. A consistently you practice of joy. Likewise, our different sources of income are also interconnected. So even as we work hard on this pledge drive, we continue to collect a weekly offering, which our volunteer ushers will do in a moment. Money isn't everything. Money doesn't equal joy, and money does help support all the things that do. It acts as a symbol of all we care about, and hopefully that includes each other. Cash and checks are gratefully received, or you may use text to give using the information that's about to appear on the screens. Would our youth ushers please come forward? We thank you, we truly thank you for your generosity.
Meditation Part 2. So if you're paying attention the first time, this time will be easy, because this is a Western meditation, which is exactly like Tonglen in reverse. This one is a meditation, I don't know exactly what the name is, but it was developed by the Order of St. Francis hundreds of years ago. So in this case, on the inhale, you visualize beauty and joy, gathering hope together within yourself. And then on the out-breath, you give that joy that you've gathered in to the world. Very simple. Think about the fact that this is the same meditation developed by two entirely different cultures, two entirely different belief systems, independently of each other, and yet came up with exactly the same idea and the same result. It's about as close to science as religion gets. Okay? On the inhale, visualize all the joy and all the hope and all the possibility that you want to give to the world, breathing in joy. Like you want to give the world a Coke and sing in harmony. Breathe in joy. On the exhale, breathe out joy. Breathe out hope. Breathe out good wishes for everybody, even the people you disagree with. Breathe in joy. Breathe in joy and hope and light, all the light and all the goodness that you wish that you could give to the world and heal the world with. And exhale that joy to the world. And that is the Franciscan version of Tonglen.
Have you ever felt a little spark inside of you? A grounded lightness, a wholeness, a smile that bubbles up for no reason at all, a feeling that the universe, primarily experienced by us here on our blue boat home, even with its bumpy bits, is a pretty amazing place. That is a little taste of joy. And in our Unitarian Universalist faith tradition, joy isn't just a happy accident. It's a sacred thread practiced by us, woven right through the fabric of interdependent existence. When we truly understand our interconnection with everything and all, when we truly feel our interconnection with everything and all, joy begins to bloom, like the yellow wildflowers in our backyard, poking their heads out one at a time, coming together as individuals to make one garden. For many of us, this realized feeling of holy interdependence, of wholeness, might just emerge when witnessing a breathtaking sunset paint the sky with hues of Georgia peach and angelic fire. Might just emerge while moving through a friend's sadness with them, because sadness tends to connect more than any other emotion. At least that's what I learned from the movie Inside Out. Joy might just emerge when celebrating a birthday or a holiday or holy day together. Ideally, isn't that why those days are called holy anyway? Joy isn't just about personal happiness. It's a bigger shared sense of wholeness. It can even be a joyful experience knowing in our bones and our gut, knowing the whole web flourishes when each interconnecting point of our sacred web is given what it needs to flourish. Of course, knowing not everyone is afforded what they need, that suffering exists at all, can be a huge drag on joy. And so, we have to practice it. We have to practice joy. We practice joy when we take care of our planet, when we're kind to each other, when we embody our values with integrity together. We're not just doing good things when we do those things. When we practice joy, we generate more joy for all, at least if we should. Think of it like tending a garden. When one plant, a plant which has perhaps been neglected, when that plant is re-nourished, when diversity is once again honored in a garden, it tends to benefit the whole ecosystem. Unless, of course, that plant already was getting all the nutrients and wants even more, then the whole ecosystem will crash, but I digress. Our interdependent understanding and experience of joy is deeply baked into our faith tradition. Practicing joy is deeply baked into the history of our own faith tradition, our traditions. We were once Unitarians, we were once Universalists. At the heart of the classic universalism was the idea that love is bigger than anything else. No one was, is, or will be beyond the reach of love. Everybody is worthy. Imagine a hug that goes on forever, a love that includes everyone, no matter what. That kind of faith in each other and in the end result can't help but produce joy. The worst of folks may not get to this heaven of hugs immediately, but eventually they will. What a joyful concept that is. Everyone has the chance for retribution, for full coming back into relationship with each other. The Good Place, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, depicts this wonderfully. If you haven't seen The Good Place, it's basically universalist theology. Check it out. Now, our Unitarian ancestors found joy in the free pursuit of knowledge and wisdom, found joy in heresy, choosing what to believe based on individual experience and all types of reason. Yes, there is more than just one type of reason. They found so much access to joy in this pursuit, they were willing to be persecuted again and again by folks in power who forced their beliefs on others. That may just be a little inspiration for this current moment. Once again, this practice of joy, laced with reason and the human capacity to create, led toward a passion for justice. It keeps coming back. As many of us witnessed yesterday at the rallies in Augusta and elsewhere around the country, there is joy in justice and the fight for it. There was and is righteous anger too, yet even anger as part of our whole existence is an aspect of joy. I've got to mention our transcendentalist ancestors too. Folks like Fuller, Freeman Clark, Thoreau, Higginbottom, and Emerson found joy in a different way by immersing themselves in nature and listening to the still small voice residing in their own hearts. They saw the beauty all around them, in the rustling leaves, the flowing rivers, the vastness of the sky. And they felt a deep connection to something bigger than themselves. They believed each person has a spark of something sacred within them as an element of nature. And that by tuning into that inner voice and connecting with nature intentionally, one could manifest profound joy and meaning in life. I'm pretty sure that's an avenue for joy for a lot of folks in this room. Even as the health of nature is being attacked. As modern Unitarian Universalists today, we carry all these threads of joy within us. We find joy in our connection to the web of life, in the Universalist belief in boundless love, in the Unitarian pursuit of truth and justice, and in the Transcendentalist reverence for nature and inner spirit. In fact, as a pluralist faith tradition, we find joy from nearly all belief systems and traditions, hence why we practiced joy coming from two different traditions today. Once again, often in Unitarian Universalist history, the practice of joy has been in social action, protest, good trouble, a kind of pastoral care for the world. The other, more intimate side of that pastoral coin is the practice of sharing joys and sorrows during worship. One of the few rituals we do here nearly every week as we shape that which has worth. A ritual we'll perform once again in just a moment. I also want to remind everyone that we will have lifespan faith formation classes following the service. Adults will stay in here as we discuss how the work of decolonization, primarily taught to us by Indigenous scholars and activists, is yet another practice of joy. Until then, as we prepare for joys and sorrows, let us together continue to weave this sparkling thread of joy into the tapestry of our lives, nurturing vibrant kinship where everyone feels connected, feels loved, feels whole. Let us together create a joyful, beloved community. May it be so.
So I'm Margaret with the pastoral care team, and you are invited to come up here now and share joys and sorrows with the group. The individuals who are on Zoom, you're invited to share also. Would you use the raised hand icon for those who are not with us today? Thank you.
Would you rise in body and spirit for our closing hymn? Number 30, Over My Head.
Please remain risen in body or spirit for just one moment longer as I read these words by Reverend Scott Taylor. It's easy to get tricked, taken for a ride, convinced that joy is a possession, something to be caught, contained, and controlled just by us, as if it's a birthday present waiting for us to unwrap it and keep forever and ever. And who can blame us? With pain seeming so powerfully prevalent and permanent, if sadness can stay for so long, why can't joy? But maybe it's elusive for a reason. Maybe it's slippery in order to help us understand that it was put here to fly, or better yet, to be flung, to be passed, not possessed, to be spread between you and me, between the ones who receive its gift and the ones that have been looking for its treasure for a very long time. Maybe it's a beautiful and elegant contagion over which we just might have more control than we think, if only we share it. If only we notice that joy is not ours to keep, but ours to give. Maybe joy is a gift that opens us as much as we open to it. Maybe that's the way love leaks into our weary world. Blessed be.